Hey guys, got something a little different for you today. I wanted to talk about something that I've been going through that I've really been meaning to talk about this for a while. When I launched the channel, I started out strong and then quickly got taken down by an anxiety attack. That happened to me again last week. I wanted to talk about it just to remove some of the stigma. I think not enough people are talking about stuff like this, so I think it's important. Let's talk about what happened. There's a lot going on in our life right now. Everything's okay, but we have some, I would say, large things that we're dealing with that, are just large things. The one that hits our home directly, aside from what's going on right now in the world, which is insane, but the one that hits us directly is our 14-year-old dog, Emma, was recently diagnosed with diabetes. It took us quite a while to get to that diagnosis, and that really was a frustrating situation for me. We have it under control now, so she's doing a lot better than she was, but it accelerated her blindness, so she's basically blind, and now we're dealing with that whole thing. That was hard. Work has gotten difficult. YouTube, it seems insignificant, but it's really discouraging to put as much work as I've been putting into the channel for things not to happen. I put so much work into that Popeye's chicken sandwich video, and just the way YouTube works, even subscribers don't get notified of stuff. Putting that in the same category as something like facing the reality of losing your pet soon it seems insignificant, but all these things add up. So basically I feel like I was approaching burnout, and that's where I was. It's been a rough week, and I think given the current crisis, that has kind of helped me to become more present and in tune with kind of more of my needs. I don't feel mentally 100%. It's just a general sense of just not wanting to deal with everyday reality. And, I've had the ability to take myself out of that. And this weekend, having to be stuck inside sucked, but it also allowed me to catch up on Curb Your Enthusiasm season 10, which was good for me, honestly, because it was a distraction. Distractions aren't always great because they pull you away from facing reality, but in this case here, it was definitely a deserved and I would say helpful distraction, because I'm feeling quite a lot better. Like I said, not 100%, but better. I haven't gone to the gym in months. I mean, I made that video a few weeks ago where I went for one day, and it was one day. Right now, I can't go to the gym. Gyms are closed for the foreseeable future. So, I have to figure out what I got to do. Getting that endorphin rush was something I really loved about going to the gym. And like I've said in the past, I enjoy working out. It's just, I haven't felt like that's what I needed in a while. There's reality there too. I'm not getting any younger, so I got to get myself moving again. I have my yoga. I can start that up. That's low barrier to entry. I just got to go downstairs, roll out my mat, and get going. So that's I got to make the first step and do it and get on the mat. Right now don't have all the energy or motivation. It's really, motivation's a funny word. You can have all the motivation in the world. You can, read books about problem solving, and I've even tried to make videos here on the channel about doing that and some of the things that you can do to help yourself, right? But you can have all that motivation. It can all be here. But when you don't have the discipline or drive, right? Motivation isn't the same thing as drive, I don't think. You gotta want it. You gotta be ready to put in the work. You gotta be ready to face reality, right? I don't know where I stand on that, honestly. And I'm actually about to go out to get takeout for lunch. I don't know what I'm gonna get. The options are not in abundance right now. A lot of restaurants are closing, and that's another really scary thing about what's going on is we like to support local businesses, and given what's going on right now, what's going to happen? how long can these businesses sustain being closed, right? Or offering takeout. This is not, the situation is not good, guys. I mean, it's really hard. We're trying to do our best to maintain social isolation, or minimize social contact and all that to do our part in helping this thing not spread. But, we want to support local things. It sucks, right? That's not getting me down because it's something that's impacting the entire world. I mean, when a corporation like the NBA or the MLB decides to completely cease operations, that what you're dealing with is not a standard thing. I mean, they literally walked away from billions and billions of dollars. And, in this capitalist world that we live in, money is everything, right? When I saw the NBA shut down, that's when I realized that shit got real. That was kind of my wake-up call to kind of just get myself out of my funk. I literally laid down for 4 days straight last week. And, I got up, I went to work, I was functioning. It wasn't perfect by any means, but, it wasn't enough of a distraction to keep things moving. But when I saw they closed the NBA, next day the MLB closed, we really had to take action fast. And the latest thing is they closed down restaurants 8 o'clock last night, and unless they're offering takeout. It's really rough. I've been on social media, but not as much as usual, and I haven't been posting. It's rough to watch some of your favorite business owners that now you're connected with, scramble to make things work and make this happen. It's really, really crazy. I mean, that's the only word you could say. I mean, normal means nothing. There's no normal. I don't want to make this too long of a ramble, but the one thing that I think really contributed a lot to my burnout was how YouTube works. And I don't understand it. And I know that it's a part-time gig for me, and it's not something that is bringing me any kind of income and is really for fun. So I'm really stepping back into that a little bit more. I might not put as much into the social media promotion as I used to for doing these things. I used to spend, let's say, hours on making a video, and then I would spend hours on making a social media cut to put out a teaser. And I don't know if that worked. I don't know if, making a picture or posting the thumbnail to Instagram or anything like that, I don't know if that worked. I don't know what drives traffic to this thing. So I'm going to leave it more in terms of, if you want to see it, it's there. I really don't want to look at statistics and have to modify content to make it to something where I know it's going to get hits, because do the hits even matter? I mean, is watch time prioritized over hits? I mean, who knows how the hell this thing works? I really do want to keep making the content I've been making, because talking about culture and cooking and coaching, those things to me are, I think, things that everybody's going to find helpful. The culture part of it is, right now we're in the middle of a very major cultural event, and if we don't take enjoyment what's out there and what we have, things like, sneakers it's a materialistic thing. Everything we have is materialistic. So we can still appreciate the things that we have and the things that are coming out, and things like video games. These are things that help with experiences. We should be prioritizing experiences, that's for sure. But these things, these cultural things, they're important. When you're talking about singers and things like that, these are the things that are, entertainers. That these are the things that are our entertainment. That's, back in the day when, they used to have plays and things like that. We don't have that now, but we have movies and video games and things like that to entertain us, music. So that's important. Cooking is important. I mean, right now we're going to be doing a lot of cooking, guys. So and I I don't plan on using that to capitalize on that. You know, that's not the point of it. The point of it is to bring to you some things that you would find useful and delicious, and tips and things like that. You know, that's really, it's to give you the motivation to develop the discipline to do these things for yourself, because a lot of what you can get in restaurants you can make yourself, and probably even better. And the coaching's another important thing for me. That I'm not an expert coach. You know, I've learned these coping tools throughout the years, and you can see I'm not perfect at implementing them myself. I have times where I need to go down myself and not think about daily, everyday things, and that's okay. That's the way life is. I'm going to keep making this stuff. I don't know if I'll be able to. I've already reduced the schedule. I now took down the banner where I said every 3 days, because making a video every 3 days was just too difficult for me, and planning out content was too difficult for me. So now whenever I feel it, I'm gonna post it. I really don't care about getting on a schedule and all those other things that may or may not help grow a YouTube channel. You know, if you like what you see, tell a friend, man. That's I think the only way this is going to grow. I want people who are going to watch these videos. I don't want people who are going to click on them based on what they see in search. If that means that the channel is not going to grow as big as it could, then that's fine. That's what it is. So if you're approaching burnout, try to be conscious of that. You know, give yourself the space that you need. What you don't want to happen, and what I don't want to happen, is to have to be forced to give yourself that space, because that feeling was not fun. And you know, the feeling of, you know, being around family and being around parents and not having the patience for it, not fun, but it's a reality. You know, the way things are now, you got to put yourself ahead of everything, because if the quality of your time with yourself is not great, then the quality of your time with your loved ones and with everything that's important is not going to be great. It's probably going to be worse. So that's my message for you today. You know, anxiety is a thing that we have to deal with. And right now, given the current social climate, everything's on high anxiety. You know, make sure you're helping each other out. Make sure that you're in tune to your family and everything that's going on, because at the end, that's what you got. So I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks a lot for listening. See you next time.